Hey there, language learners. It's Elise here from Jiveworld, and today we're coming at you from the Polyglot Conference 2023 in Budapest, Hungary. This is an international event hosted in a different city every year where polyglots come to talk everything language. So today we're going to be asking people for their best language learning tip. So let's go see. What's your best language learning tip?
Just be curious. Always ask questions. That's two. Sorry.
Do you think that's something people often forget?
People forget the third one, which I didn't say, which is you'll make mistakes. Just accept that you'll make mistakes and make them.
One of my favorite tips about learning a language is to imagine that it's a musical instrument. So think about the types of things that you do to learn an instrument. You could learn from a book, you could definitely learn the theory, and that's important. But to learn to actually play it in the real world, you have to practice it, you have to go out and use it in context. And I think with a language, if you do the same thing, if you go out and use it in context, if you listen to it a lot, if you get to know how it sounds, that you'll be very well positioned to learn to speak it well too.
Patience. Learn slowly, take your time, repeat yourself. And if you practice every day, you'll just keep picking up, especially with science. Just yourself. After a few months, you'll start to get the hang of it.
I would say just one word: context. Just do everything in context, whether it's grammar or words. Never learn anything like in isolation. When I learn a new word, I would connect it to a sentence or a text that I've read before, or something I've heard before. Or when I learn grammar, I would just think about, again, how I've seen it used or how I would use it in different scenarios instead of just the rule itself.
Makes sense, yeah. Don't learn language in a vacuum. Learn it in context.
Just to take it easy and do what you like in the language. I think it's the most important. It's very good to keep the passion going if you do what you like in the language that you're talking to.
So you mean like transferring your hobbies to another language?
It's definitely. If you can do your hobbies in your target language, that would be the most brilliant thing to do.
I would say make friends first instead of doing the boring things first. Do what you enjoy. Like if you want to play the guitar, learn the song that you love instead of learning the basic boring stuff. So with language, if you talk with people and you enjoy that, do that first. But if you're a geek and you enjoy grammar, then do that first. So do what you enjoy.
I think the best language learning tip that I have is doing something regularly. It's a regularity that, because if you put nothing in, you got nothing out. So you've got to remember to putting one in to get one out, or at least a bit of one out. And that's probably the thing I think people miss the most.
I agree totally, and that's actually what probably 70% of people have said today is just everyday habit. You got to put in the work every day, even if it is just a little bit. And what is your best language learning tip, if you have one?
Really activate your brain, and that could be through music, audio, like for example podcasts. The radio is also really good because there are often conversations on the radio, so that works. Reading as well, so just having something on your phone ready to go. For example, use some apps to read, and I think that's really nice. And always like Spotify to be introduced to the language. And the more you activate your brain that way, the more ready you are to actually use the language whenever you come across like a native speaker. So that's what I do.
That's a thorough answer. You gave resources and everything. She's like, Spotify, get it here. Well, Elise, what's your favorite language learning tip? Well, Elise, I'm glad that you asked. My biggest language learning tip is to speak every day, even from the beginning, and you can't say that much. Just get your words out, the basic hello, ABCs, anything like that. It will pay off in the end, I promise. I'm seriously one of those people that will talk to themselves in the shower, on my way to work, on the commute, at the bus stop, like a crazy person. It's good speaking practice before you're actually in a conversation and doing the thing for real.